So hello, this is Andrea Sanabria Oviliado, is that right?
Sanabria Oviedo.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
And your brand is?
Petite Mort.
And where is that brand from?
So the brand was born in Paris. That's where I've been living for the last almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
But it was, I do work with all of Peruvian raw materials and Peruvian manufacturers and cooperatives.
Yeah.
But the brand is mostly, it's based in Paris.
Yeah.
I spend most of my year there, though I spend about 4 to 5 months a year in Peru.
Okay. And how long has your business been going? So you started just quite recently.
Yes, I started doing the research for the brand and, doing samples and all about 2 years from now. A bit more than 2 years now. And early 2015. And then I launched the brand in April 2016.
Yeah.
So now it's been more of a year.
Right.
Voilà.
Okay. And when you did your research, so did you have an idea of the kind of customer that you were catering for? What is sort of your, what is your sort of USP, as it were, your unique selling point?
I did have an idea when I started the research, but it totally switched when I actually started finding out more information. Initially, I just wanted to do a streetwear line, very clean, basic, that, fits in the whole European style that I was seeing in the streets of Paris and other cities that I visited. And I really wanted to work with Peruvian raw materials that I know are very highly appreciated abroad, but people don't really know about their origins or the work. People just don't know where it's from. They see the brands, they just don't see anything else.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of very well-known brands that work with Pima cotton. That's my star raw material right now.
Yeah.
When I was doing this research, I actually found out that in Peru we made, besides Pima, we made organic Pima, certified organic Pima. Not a lot, but a little. And I started comparing the whole benefits of it with the whole environmental impact on it. And I just kind of switched my whole business plan. Instead of just doing like a lifestyle urban brand, I'm going to do like a lifestyle conscious urban. So it's still, the style is still very, very laid back, very relaxed, but with some basic values that I think switch my target market.
Yeah.
Addressing to people that are more into sustainability or just lower impact or social issues.
Yeah.
So that's that discovered well in my research.
Yeah. So do you actually have a customer profile, do you think?
Yeah. It's to be honest, my customer. There's my target of the people that follow the brand and support it, and then I have my consumer. That is a totally different thing. Yeah. Initially, I thought it was going to be all this sustainable people and all these people that are interested in new raw materials, low impact towards the environment, and they are definitely behind the brand, but they're they do consume it, but it's not my target market finally. Which the people that ended up buying the most were a bit of young hipsters that really like for new alternatives, like unknown brands, that are really into into like laid back cool things and new things. Yeah. And also, and this I discovered while developing the brand, people that are 35 and plus. Because there's two things to the brand. There's the whole style and the whole vibe of layback things, but there's also the high quality materials. That kind of makes the product a tiny bit up prices, but still affordable. But a 26-year-old thinks twice before spending 65 euros on a t-shirt, and then a 35 plus, they like the material and they're like, okay, I'm in. And so I kind of switched the design and make it even more clean in a way that, a 40-year-old could actually use it. And now this is the target is buying the most. Because they're willing to pay a bit more to have the good materials. Yeah.
So what would you say currently is your sort of biggest need as a business in terms of, you have your product, you have your sort of customer profile, your target market that you understand. So what is the next biggest challenge for you to overcome to grow your
Okay, to me, it's all about communication right now. Press and digital and influencers. Of course, like the new thing that's going on that kind of makes your brand out to be out there and known, because I've spent quite a long time in product development and, and finding out who my target is and just fixing things and just,
Yeah.
making something good, that I kind of neglected a little bit the communication part.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what's the point of having something that is really good if nobody knows about it? So that is my next step.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push everything that's influencers, because that moves a lot right now. If my brand has managed to grow up a little, it's because of Instagram, but that was me managing. I really want somebody that knows about how to push it, just to take care of that. And with so many emerging designers out and so many new brands, just how do you make your brand out there, even if it has a special parti pris, like scale or an identifying thing. There's so many things. There's so many brands that already have their own little thing. So how to make yours above the rest? Just that visibility is my challenge.
Yeah, I think that is the challenge for a lot of small ethical brands, because what we're seeing from our research is that you not only have your brand, which has an edge about it or a look about it, but you also have that ethical background.
Then is I don't want the whole ethical message to eat over the whole style of the brand.
Right.
So I do talk about sustainability and the clean processes and all, and sometimes that doesn't really. It's like the cherry on the top in the buying decision.
Right.
What I've seen right now, because at first I came strong with the whole we're like circular economy, we're compostable, we're this and that. People were like, okay, but then it's like, oh, I like the t-shirt, I like the feel of it, I'm taking it. So basically they're buying it because of what they like.
Yeah.
And the sustainability is an extra. So that I'm kind of happy also at the same time that the product's good enough that people are just like, I'm taking it for what it is on its own, without the whole, background on it. That of course there's people that also care for it, but it's not. That's at the end of the day, that hasn't been my special differential.
Right.
Point.
Right. So it's your design, it's your style,
it's your style and the quality of fibers. I'm gonna say it's just people just recognize. I mean, you can just feel it. So they're like, okay, it's so comfy.
Yeah.
That's.
So when you're talking about marketing and communication, what you want is your brand to be out there, not necessarily the ethics of your brand.
I do mention the ethics all the time, but I get to notice that it's not going to be it's not my selling speech. I do put it along so people know about it and they think, okay, it's also ethical, but I don't expect them to buy because of that.
Right. Because what we're seeing is that there is a massive concern about the fashion industry in terms of how pollutive it is and how impacting people. So consumers they are looking for brands that are trying to do it right, as opposed to...
At the same time, they're also changing their ways of consumption. I mean, people are really trying to change.
Yeah.
They're, getting more into second-hand stores, they're getting more into renting clothes, which is actually great options. I mean, I buy a lot of vintage.
Yeah.
That doesn't, it's not the people that are going to be buying often, so it's not what's going to hold the brand, I think.
Yeah.
So yes, it's important for me to have them as a market, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to get out of the whole circle of only people that's conscious. I think the idea is to just spread the word and say, hey, we're doing cool pieces, and they also happen to be ethical. Yeah. Because I think the wider audience, they have this idea. When they think ethical, they think, no, it must be boring, or it must be, I don't know, it's just, just kind of wash off that, like we're trying to save the world thing to, ethical can be cool and badass also.
Yeah. So when you say you're ethical, what accreditations do you actually have? So what sort of evidence or guarantees would you...
So all of the cotton that I work with, and I 70% of my collection is cotton jersey. It's all got certified.
Yeah.
So it has all the international certifications of that. Then
and was that very expensive for you to do? Is that quite a lot of effort?
Yeah. But then again, it's not the brand who certified GOTS, it's the whole material and the pieces that are certified. Because I do it with a supplier that is big in Peru.
Yeah.
And they already went through the whole certification.
Yeah.
And they charge me, of course, the price of that.
Yes. So you actually have to invest financially in being more ethical.
Yes, it's 3 times the price buying certified organic to regular Pima cotton.
Of course,
but you know, it's an engagement, and it does give me the authority to say we are ethical. You know, the pastoral certification, so we hope there's no violation, none of that. And everything, the rest is going to be alpaca fiber. That again, one of the most known and respected alpaca brands that are known in Peru. And you know, it's one of the wools that are more like animal friendly.
Lovely.
So, and then when it comes to production, I haven't been through the whole certification of fair trade because the brand is too young and the people do not work for me directly. I'm too much of a small brand. I work with women cooperatives. So again, to me it's more like a partnership. So they set their prices, and you know, they tell me what they can and what they can do. So we kind of get to an agreement.
And do you find that, you know, having spent all that money in becoming ethical, do you not want to get some kind of return for that investment in the ethical stance, or do you feel like, no, that's just me doing it because I want to do it this way?
Honestly, it's me doing it because I want to do it this way. It's like my personal commitments, how I want to do things. And I think that things are going to be coming on their own. Of course, I do wish to people to say, okay, so it's good, nice, clean job. But, you know, it takes time. I don't want people to buy me because you're helping others. I want to buy them because you like it. You know?
It's interesting. Other brands have said that to me, but it's really interesting because from our research, you know, you see that actually nobody will buy your stuff if they don't like it. Usually, what the ethical fashion consumer wants is good quality, great style, and ethics.
Right.
They want it all.
They want it all.
So when you say that you're GOT certified, so do you have your that label on all your garments and on your website?
I do have it, but it's, you know, in the inner tag. So like hardly anybody watches that.
But it's there.
It's there, and I do mention it on the website. You know, in every product description, I say we're GOT certified, just so people know. But then I doubt that people just go into Google and say GOT certified t-shirts or something. So I think I don't know. I mean, people are curious. You're gonna find it.
You have to look for it.
Exactly.
To find it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to organize a campaign. So this campaign, we want to get about 100 brands on board, and what we want to do is help small brands to come together and to raise the profile of sustainable fashion and off their brand, and also off their brands. Now, is that something that you think would be detrimental to your brand or beneficial?
Definitely. I think that anything that is presented as a collective is way stronger, and in terms of course, efforts, and also in terms of image, it's like you have the sense of belonging, and the clients also see it. Oh, this brand is part of this collective that are doing. They have this cause. So it just kind of also helps the brand in terms of efficiency.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. So I think we'll close here. Thank you for your time.